Hey guys, welcome to 3 Mississippi. Sid here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Well, we were trying to hang some of the gates in the chicken coop and we ran into a slight snafu. We're also going to take you to show you the new section of deer plot that Mike wants to get mapped out. And stick around because I need your guys' opinion on something. Let's get into it.
That was sketchy. We're gonna call that good.
I think we're good. It didn't call for extra anchors at the bottom, but I felt like it was probably a good idea.
Good job.
All right, see if your guns will fit on there.
I thought you're gonna have to keep your AR.
Take the mag out. Now hold the pistol grip like you're about to shoot it. Hold it with your right hand like you're about to shoot it. And then push that button and pull. Just like that. What if you turn,
This one has to go this way, that one has to go that way.
or put it right underneath the deer rifle?
You think?
Trust me. Now the AR will fit no problem.
Oh yeah. After 20 minutes.
That does look cool.
And then there's more.
What? Oh, too bad that box has Spyderco on it. Isn't there a Benchmade box in there? Oh, there's one right there on top. Okay.
My Benchmade is my main. It's my prized possession. It's probably my most expensive one. So,
Oh, it definitely is. If it's the one I bought you.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was like a $200 knife.
We love Arkansas.
All right. Well, do you want to hang the deer head?
Yeah. I think it's a little bit sideways, but it's good enough. You gotta come back here. Take a step back. Look at this. That is a work of art.
Okay guys, what do you do when you got a little okra? Hey sir, I know. When you get some okra that got a little bit too big because you didn't get a chance to harvest and everything kind of went crazy in this heat, you give it to your babies. Caroline doesn't like it as much, but these guys do. And Rico wants the seeds. Here, I'll give you these. Here. Here, I'm gonna put it right there for you. They love it. So that's how you get a little extra something for your animals out of your garden. You guys want some? Before we get started on hanging those gates, now that it's just kind of starting to cool off, if you can call it that, Mike wants to take a ride out to the new spot for the deer plot so he can measure a few things.
Let's do this.
Hi babies! Dinner time!
I wanna take you out, show you the time of your life. I wanna figure out what it takes to give you everything you desire. I wanna lay beneath the stars with you in the back of my truck. I guess that this is what they call love. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. I've been waiting on the sidelines, praying for the right time to let you know you're all I ever wanted and more.
So this is the new spot, or the deer stand that he wants to put eventually.
Yep.
And
Eventually.
soon. Where's your new deer plot gonna be?
Well, that's what we're about to lay out. So I'm gonna measure. I'm just gonna take some measurements because I don't know. I meant to bring my rangefinder with me and I didn't, but I brought this, so we'll old school it. I'm gonna measure some distances here. I'd like to have between 100 and 200 yard shot. That's ideal. So right now I have a corn feeder set up out there in a temporary location just to start bringing some deer in, and we have a game camera out there so we can kind of start taking inventory of what deer are on the property. But that corn feeder won't be there come deer season. It'll either be somewhere else or gone. So let's measure out 100 yards right now from the deer stand.
Yards is really far away. Who knew? He's looking at me right now because I'm very far away from him. But I did not know he was going this far away. So, and he's still walking, but he put a flag. So, I don't know. He put a flag. Let's see, there's the deer feeder behind me and the crop circle that he made. And so, he put the first flag right there. But now he's still walking. And he keeps looking back and giving me dirty looks. I don't know. I didn't know we were going for a hike in 110-degree heat. I feel ill prepared for this mission. But I have accepted the challenge. And we are doing it. Oh, he's coming back.
We've got a slope here. And as I progress down this slope, I don't know if you can tell on camera that we're going downhill now. And as I turn back towards where the stand's gonna be, if I'm a deer down here, I am not in shooting range.
Do your deer impression again?
Deer down here.
Deer down here.
Deer down here. So, I think this is as far as I want to take the plot right here. Because if I take the plot all the way to 100 yards, I could have deer feeding in the lower end of the plot.
And you wouldn't even see them.
And I wouldn't even see them. So, I was actually hoping to take the plot down closer
to that little island.
That little island. But
that's right where Frankie got her deer.
Yeah. There may be another deer plot next year that's closer to that island with a stand out there, but for the purpose of this year and getting one new deer plot, we're actually only going to make this plot 50 yards long. So it's going to be a little smaller than I thought it was going to be, but we'll make it 50 yards square-ish also. I'll just watch this rise as I go and make sure that I can still see the deer feeder from here, which means that where my stand is, because my stand's going to be elevated 6 feet off the ground, basically about 8 feet to where I'm shooting. So I should be able to still have a shot at a vital zone that's like right about here. So let's go 50 yards that way.
Am I following you?
You don't have to, it's kind of thick in here.
Yeah, I only wore my short muck boots because I didn't know we were going on a hike.
In fact, I'm gonna measure this off the side of the mower as I mow. I'll mow a straight strip right there.
Okay. I think my shower is undone now. I took a shower because I was sweaty and nasty, but then now I'm sweaty and nasty again. You still have your tag on your boot? You never took your boot tag off?
You know why?
No?
Because it drives Frankie crazy.
It drives Frankie crazy, so you left it on?
Yep.
Oh, that's a valid reason.
She keeps flipping the toilet paper roll over.
They have a war about which way the toilet paper is supposed to go. She likes it one way, he likes it the other.
Toilet paper should always roll off the top.
She likes it underneath.
And when I try to tell her that and how much it bothered me, I'll go in and I'll flip it so it's rolling off the top. Next morning, 10 a.m., I'll go in there for my daily duty. It's rolling off the bottom again. Frankie done switched it.
That's comedy. He's out there mowing his little strip. It is warm, guys. Woo, it's no joke. My shower is undone now. It is really, really hot. This is a sweat wicking, it's supposed to be a sweat wicking shirt. I don't know how much it's wicking, but I am doing the sweating. It is warm. I was drenched after I was doing the animal stuff earlier. I took a shower and now I feel like I'm drenched all over again. This is one of the, even though it's not the middle part of the day, it's hot by the end of the day, and there is not a breeze. There is not, like, look at these leaves not moving at all behind me. It's like a painting. Nothing. So there's that. So I gotta stay hydrated. You may have noticed walking out here that this is severely overgrown. We have not cut it this season. You guys may remember last year, shortly after we moved, within a couple of weeks, we had it hayed. Now that we've had the soil sampled and kind of made some plans for things, the plan is to, this winter, after this is finished growing up for the season, to burn this whole pasture out here. So all of this, I don't know if you guys can even tell how grown up it is. You could probably see when we were over by the deer feeder. And then the area for that tree line, that little sapling tree line, is we've let that grow up this whole time. Since we moved here, we didn't have them hay that section. We wanted that to grow up a little bit, but all of this is gonna get just left like it is for now. And then in the winter, so probably right after deer season, we'll burn all of this and let it sit. And that's gonna be amazing for helping the soil to make better hay and better pasture in the next coming years. And by then we'll be starting to put other animals out here. So we wanna get this hay real healthy and happy. It is hot, guys, no joke. No joke hot. I don't know how Mike's doing that on the mower right now. I feel like I'm sparkling in the sunlight. Like I am from Twilight. I'm a Cullen. Oh. Crack myself up.
Giving myself, what, another 18 inches or so of height here. Maybe even 2.5 feet. Hopefully this is about where my shooting rest is gonna be. And I can see the path that I mowed around. So I think there's still gonna be a little corner of the plot that's actually, I might not be able to see, but I don't want this to be any closer than 100 yards to the edge of the plot. And I really can't move this back that way any farther because this is kind of the top of this crest of this hill right here. So it dips down a little and then it dips down again. So really this is what I'm working with. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and come out. I don't want to work my mower too hard as a bush hog.
That's how you broke the last blades.
Right. I'll come out and bush hog the rest of that. I just mowed a path around the outside. I'll get that mowed and then I'm gonna have to gly it and then probably wait 2 weeks, or at least a week, somewhere whenever there's going to be a next rain coming up. I need to add my lime, about 1,000 pounds per acre. So that's probably close to 1/4 of an acre, maybe a little under. So probably 250 pounds of lime, several 50-pound bags of triple 13 on there, which I need to do right before a rain. And then I'll till it under, and I should actually be planting my deer plot on time this year, where I was late last year. I also have a great view from here of that entire creek line over there. It's about 120 yards to there, and 200 yards. A 200-yard shot puts me pretty far down the creek. And we did see quite a few deer coming out right in that area. The buck that came out behind us that Sid wanted me to kill came out from the creek there. And while 200 yards is about the max shot I want Frankie to take, I mean, if it comes out 400 yards down there, I'll take that shot if it's worth taking. I have no problem taking a 400-yard shot, but I'm trying to position things so that Frankie's got quality target deer between 100 and 200 yards. If I get her to take a 200-yard shot this year, that'd be good for her confidence. Last year, her deer was about 120. So, yeah, here we go. Deer plot underway.
So guys, well, I've got a minute before Mike heads up back here with the mower. It takes him longer than it does for me and Malin, side by side, to get back up here from the back 40. Ooh, it's hot today, y'all. You don't even know. It is hot. One of the reasons I want to get these gates hung is so that I can move Nash in here with them, with the birds. But I also want to take the chicken tractor and move it into the fenced area of the pasture, because I've got some teenage birds, the ones that Christy brought me, that are kind of too big for that brooder. They've been off heat forever because it's hot and they didn't need it. So I think putting them in the tractor outside, they'll be just fine at this point, but they're not quite ready to go into the coop because I wouldn't be able to get them to go up every night yet. And they're still too little and kind of flighty. I'd be chasing them all over. And I can't keep everybody locked in at the same time. So anyway, that's my game plan. Move that chicken tractor in there because I'm going to have 2 sets of chicks cycling through. I can cycle them through the tractor and just have them penned in there for a little while. And it'll be easy for everybody to kind of get to know each other since this flock is now kind of established. It should solve some problems in that area. And then I'll just have to pen everybody up in the run for several days so that everybody gets the hang of going to bed at night in the coop and all of that. So, and there we have it. We'll see how it goes. We came inside for a little while to cool off, and I had to make something for a church gathering and didn't realize how long I was in there, and it started to get dark. So I don't know if we're gonna have time to hang the gates now tonight because it's still, oh wow, it's still blazing hot out here. I don't even know if it's any cooler than it was earlier. And I've lost Mike. That's the trouble with wireless mics. It has still not really cooled off much. But we're gonna try to get a little bit done while it's not as hot. We're gonna try to get something done. We don't know. We're gonna see.
Here.
That's a little heavy. I got it. Where am I going?
Take that over to the Polaris.
Okay. All right, well, I can't carry you guys too, so nah.
Okay, so we put a 2x4 down to space this gate 2 inches off the concrete, and that should line it up with the other gate.
In theory.
Close enough for
Government work?
close enough for the description that I want to give. Now, if you look over here at this corner, you'll see where the hinges are supposed to go and the bolt holes.
Yeah.
If you follow that line of those bolt holes out, there's no meat there. I cut the posts off too short. Where this needs to go, where that hinge is going to attach, there's nothing there to attach it to. So this is a bonehead move on my part. The guy that manufactured these gates for me came over here and measured and built me the gates based on my specifications. Then, before hanging the gates, in a hurry to close this in with chicken wire, I cut all the posts off at what seemed like a reasonable height for the posts. Not even considering the fact that this hinge needed to mount to that corner post. I did it here, and I did it to both posts down on that end. David, at Come On Homestead, the solve is I have to build a header. I was not gonna have a header here. I wanted to be able to drive a tractor through here with the ropes up, rollover protection. But now I'm gonna have to put a header across here in order to, so I can secure the header on that side and then secure the header down to this 4x4, giving me something then to bolt to with the hinge up there. So if I ever want to drive a tractor through here, I'm gonna have to fold down my rollover protection. But that's where we're at. That's what needs to happen. I need to put a header across the front and a header across the back before I can hang these 3 gates. That gate right there was no problem because I was actually securing it to the building. So let's do this. So in order to do this, I need to tear part of this apart. So I'm gonna need to leave this gate open. Birds are gonna come out. Is that fine?
Well, it's gonna have to be, I suppose.
You wanna move this hose so that I'm not trampling all over it while we're working?
Trampling?
Yeah, tearing it up.
Girls, why are you gonna be difficult? Come on. It's almost bedtime anyway. No, ma'am.
All right, so I'm gonna have to pull this down. What I did here was just basically put up a temporary 4x8 sheet to block half of this and give me something to close the one gate to that I could hang. We're not gonna be able to hang these gates tonight, but my goal is to get the header up tonight so that we can then hang the gate tomorrow. So in order to get the header up, I gotta pull this temporary 2x4 down. This is gonna get a little floppy, but hopefully it'll stay. We're about to find out. You know what 4-foot level is?
A level that is 4 feet long?
He's gonna hurt somebody. You gotta hope it's me. All right.
Yeah, they were more exciting than you at the moment.
I measured something.
Oh, well.
You love birds, man.
I love my birds. What can I say?
See what Clark County has to say about that. Maybe they'll make you a certificate.
Clark County?
Yeah.
Oh.
Certificate?
Yeah.
You don't remember where we got married?
No, I do, but I thought you were talking about like where we live now, and I just got really confused.
No, what county do we live in?
We're in Chickasaw.
Okay, just checking. Starts with the same letter.
But you're right, we got married in Clark County. We did one of them Vegas weddings at the Flamingo.
The Flamingo.
He knew, let me just say, he knew what he was getting
We
into.
bought trailer trash all day
No,
long.
our wedding was nice. Come on.
Still trailer trash.
But you can't say you didn't know what you were getting into. My love of birds.
I didn't know what it was going to turn into.
It was going to turn into you adding headers to a chicken coop.
Right.
In 110-degree weather at night.
I never got up to 110 today. I got up to 103.
Oh, it felt hotter
The
than
heat
that.
index felt like 113.
Yeah,
I mean,
that tracks.
this shirt's supposed to be a lot lighter blue.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say.
yeah.
Wow, I don't know if I got the upper body strength for this. Ah, woo.
You did it.
That was, try holding that thing out like that. Talk about wishing I'd done planks this morning.
Well, you did a plank this evening.
That's right. Those are some long screws right there. No joke. Okay. That header's going nowhere. Now that the header's up, we should be able to tear this down and hang the other gate relatively quickly tomorrow. All right. That's what we're doing tonight. Put a bow on it.
I'm trying to get the birds to calm down. Don't be loud. Just, honey, that's a turkey. We don't have any turkeys right now. Stop. This area under this big oak tree is a really great spot. It's behind the house, this beautiful oak tree here, lots of shade naturally. And, you know, you get to look at the garden, you get to look at the goats, you get to look at the coop, and then you can see the pasture beyond. It's a great spot, and we want to be able to utilize this spot a little bit better and a little bit more, and we have some plans for it that I'm not ready to share yet for later down the road, of some things we want to do kind of out here. But the first thing being, kind of want to pick y'all's brains, so feel free to drop some things in the comments here. Any of your ideas. I'm going to give you kind of a basic rundown of what we're thinking, and then drop some comments. Let me know if you've got some better ideas. This area right here, the grass doesn't grow as well under here because it's under this big oak tree. Idea we were thinking is to put some gravel down kind of around this area, because this gets real kind of muddy through here when it gets into, you know, winter and the rain and everything. And even with, we get a real good rain, which we do quite frequently because it's wet here, this gets a little bit soppy. So the idea being to put some gravel kind of around this area. And I'm kind of picturing like a circle around the whole tree, and making this like a big area kind of gravel and to hang out. I know Mike wants to add some gravel over here as well, kind of behind where you guys are in the camera a little bit, because of some things he wants to do later down the road. But I'm thinking this would be, you know, kind of a cool, like maybe put some flat border bricks around the outside edge. So not that they would stand up, but they would be flat up against the ground and then flat up against where the gravel would end, just kind of as a perimeter line. You know, you could still drive over it if you needed to or whatever, but it would be, you know, flush together is kind of what I'm picturing. And then of course having you know, the ability then to have it like leveled out a little bit more that way, and prepped obviously before we put the gravel down with all the things you need to do to prep for that. You guys know we'll be hosting Freedom Weekend here with some of our YouTube friends, and we want to have a nice area in the shade that's not going to get super wet and soggy like the grass will if we do end up getting some rain during that time frame. So that's kind of how I'm picturing it. But I don't know, maybe you guys have a better idea about maybe just making a swatch of gravel on one side, or I don't know. You know, right now it's a little after 5 o'clock. It's in August, so obviously the sun goes down a lot later right now. This area is pretty shady all day because this tree is so big. So it really doesn't matter what the time of day is. There's definite shade pretty much any time of day here. It's never stark bright any time of day right under this tree, just because of how big it hangs over. I think it's got some real potential. I want to, of course, try to do it as cost effectively as possible, but something that will also last in the long run. And I think gravel is probably going to be the best bet for that. Let me know what you think. Well, not everything got done that night that we wanted, but we still made some progress, and some progress, even in that kind of heat, is better than no progress. So we appreciate you guys. And as always, stay blessed and safety's off.